Hey guys, this is Sunday Bright coming to you from Loganville, Georgia, and I want to talk to you today about what we do when we have problems and how we can shift the behaviors around what we do when we have problems and how that will help you move through them. And I have an example that I'm excited to share with you because it's pretty amazing how this problem was worked through by doing this. But I don't know if you notice that when you have a problem, well, I know we tend to resist. I know I tend to resist something I don't like. So it's just like, negative emotions, like, complaining, frustration, whatever. And I was having a problem lately. I'm really being conscious about not doing that, especially since I'm seeing things shift by doing something different. And this different thing that I've been doing, and I've done it with a few things, but this is the best example for this kind of thing. Um, I bought a new computer, I bought a new laptop, and I was, transferring everything over and getting the new laptop set up. And I was having a problem with my OneDrive. I'd open a certain file that I use a lot, and when it would open in read only. So opening in read only meant I'd have to save it under a different name and then go switch around files for it to open because I have a shortcut on my desktop. Um, I was getting frustrated with this. It's, pain in the butt to have to be, doing that whole thing when I do want to do things quick. That's why I bought a new laptop, because my computer was slow. I don't want to have to do these sort of things. And, that's what goes through my head is this problem, then I want to have to do this and blah, 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 blah. Well, I was having this problem, and all of a sudden I thought, okay, do what you teach people and stop resisting it. And I did that. I stopped resisting, and it's like I just considered it for a moment. I can't say I was trying to figure out the answer. I can't say I was trying to do anything in particular, but it's like I just put it in my mind. It's kind of like when I do sessions, like, the first thing I look for is, somebody's got a problem, and that's my specialty, is helping people move through problems, figure out how they're creating it with their vibration and this and that. And I wasn't trying to even figure out how I created it with my vibration, but I did just put my attention on it. Okay, I'm having a OneDrive problem. Let go of all these negative emotions, put my attention on it. And that's what I did. And right before I had done that, I had sent an email off to Microsoft. And when I got done with considering it, putting my attention on it, I looked at my email and I had a message back from Microsoft, which shocked me to begin with because, Microsoft's a big company. I would think they would, have some those automated messages that say, somebody will get back to you within 24 hours or whatever. Well, somebody got back to me like within 24 seconds, it seemed like, because it wasn't even 30 minutes that had gone by. But so he got back to me, and they didn't have an answer for me right away, but they asked me questions, wanted to see screenshots and that sort of thing. And the funny thing was, I just looked at those questions, and all of a sudden, I had an answer for the problem. I figured it out myself, just from, calming my mind, just from letting all that resistance go, and the answer came. I had mapped a drive, and I had used the mapping. It didn't like my mapping a drive, and we're not going to talk about the technical details of the OneDrive problem, but what we're talking about here is problems. And the way that you can move through them is by not resisting them, by just facing them and being open to what they have to say to you. And you'd be amazed at what you'll learn and how you can move through these kind of problems. My Consciousness 101 program is going to teach you a lot about how this is done. I realize that might not happen for everybody. I do have some experience with, being shamanic, psychic, and all this kind of stuff, and moving energy. I forget that I can move energy sometimes, and we can all move energy. And I'll be talking about that as well. You know, it all has to do with being conscious. It all has to do with being less resistant to life in general. And I have lots of tips and pointers and ideas for you on how you can really move through life, flow through life, have abundance flow to you by getting in the habit of using these practices. So that's just the quick thing I wanted to share with you today, and I'll have more for you soon. Thanks for stopping by.